Welcome back, everybody. It's 2010, and I just want to take a couple of moments to bring everybody up to speed, get everybody on the same page with a couple of things that are happening this year. I know we've been working hard on our PLC, our collaborative teams. Everybody's starting to see some of our Pyramid of Interventions, some new intervention classes happening. I want to make sure that everybody understands exactly what the goals are that we're all working toward. So we're just about to publish our new site plan. It's our single site plan for student achievement. And I want to tell you about the two main goals that we're all working on to make sure we're successful this year. Our first goal is an increase in student achievement. That'll be based on our STAR scores. What we're looking for is that all students, of course, improve from last year. The number one way we're going to work on this is through our collaborative process. So each group has worked on 5 essential learning outcomes, or ELOs. Each group has come up with 5 essential learning outcomes that you're going to measure and ensure that students learn. Now, if these ELOs are attached to things that are going to be tested on the STAR, and you can ensure that students are going to learn them, then our assumption is we're going to have an increase in student achievement. And that's why the collaborative work is so important for this piece of our goal, is because as we get together every month and say, what do we want our students to learn? How do we know they're going to learn it? And what do we do if they don't? We're going to be ensuring that students are improving their learning and therefore doing better on our measurement for achievement. I hope that makes sense. So the work we're doing in our collaborative groups should help with student achievement. Our second goal is an increase in graduation rate. To increase graduation rate, we got to make sure students are passing their classes. I know it sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud, but that's what we're trying to do, is get our students to pass their classes. What we've done this year, we focused on the class of 2013. The freshman class. They're getting all of our interventions this year because our goal is to ensure that a maximum amount of those students are on track for graduation by the time we get to June, so that when they become sophomores, we can then again focus on freshmen and any students that fell off here. Now, if you notice that from freshman year 4 years ago until graduation last year, we lost 50%. We had 415 freshmen 4 years ago, and we had about 210 seniors walk across the stage. Now, a lot of them went to Discovery, but a lot of them dropped out. So the idea is, how are we going to ensure that we increase our graduation rate by ensuring that these kids stay on track for graduation, so they're not on their way to Discovery, they're not on their way to dropout. Now, we're not going to tackle it all at once and solve all of our problems at one time, but we've got to be able to beat 50%. So let's take a look. We know when a student is starting to fall off track that we've got to intervene and get in the way of them falling off track. So what we've come up with is a pyramid of interventions. When the freshmen came in this year, we tested them in their math and English areas. Any student who was below grade level in math or English got the first level of intervention. They either had math intervention or English intervention or both. We have about 150 students who were placed in a math and English intervention this year. And consequently, we've had more math and English success this year with this freshman class than any freshman class in the history of Natomas High School. We have done an amazing job in both areas of English and in algebra of getting these students to be successful and meeting all the requirements to pass those classes. We have no students enrolled in pre-algebra. All of our students are enrolled in algebra this year. Therefore, we have more students, more freshmen passing algebra than we've ever had in the history of Natomas. It's something we can all celebrate, but it's been a ton of work for these math and English teachers. So, MASH, Mandatory Academic Study Hall. If students haven't been successful in their intervention classes, then we put them in MASH this semester. We have about 90 kids who are in MASH. Now, they're not all these kids here. Some of these kids passed and graduated out of intervention, and we put more kids in who originally weren't intervention, but now are getting intervention and some MASH. MASH is a 4th period study hall. Why 4th period? Well, the way we figured it out was, if they're in study hall 4th period, then their likely to do their homework in fourth period, because if they don't do their homework, then we'll hold them in at lunchtime for a flip. Our freshman lunchtime intervention program. So what's happening here is we say, we're going to give you intervention, help you with math and English. If that's not enough, we're going to give you a study hall to do your homework and give you someone to help you do your homework. If you're not doing your homework or if you're not getting your work done, then we're going to hold you in at lunchtime to ensure that you do your homework. And that's a great motivator because everybody wants to go out to lunch. Now, this last quarter, we had about 60 kids in flip. Now, here's the thing. You have intervention. You have MASH for study hall. You have flip to help you at lunch and motivate you to get your work done. We also have APEX. APEX is an online credit recovery program we're piloting right now with 25 freshmen who failed both math and English this last semester. Well, with no summer school, any student who failed English is automatically off track for graduation. So we're taking these students and we're saying, look, we're giving you 4 periods of APEX online learning. In front of that computer, you can receive a full year of English and a full year of math credit by June, because it's 4 periods. And then this student will be on track for graduation. Remember, these are our freshmen. It's never been tried before to get all of our freshmen on track for graduation by June with so many intervention tools. So I wanted to kind of tell you today why we're doing all these things and what it is we're doing so you understand when you hear about them around campus. Our goal is to increase this pyramid of interventions into as many layers of interventions as we can come up with. You might come up with for your department, hey, every Tuesday after school for students who are failing, we're going to hold a special study hall. Well, we slip that in here. Okay, maybe kids who are failing your class, they're going to get an after-school Tuesday school. Or, hey, you come up with a thing because you're a basketball coach or a football coach. You say, my athletes are going to get special study hall, and we're going to put that on the pyramid of intervention. The idea is that every time we come up with something outside of our regular classroom to intervene with students, we'll add it on here until we can look at this thing and say, yeah, we're doing everything we can do to ensure that all students are on track for graduation.